Well, hey there. This is Jeff Bambrick, training lieutenant with the City of Tacoma Fire Department. I'm here with firefighter paramedic Kirk Gordon. This is a really quick presentation on the new Narcan kits that you're going to start to see on the rigs out there. This is actually your project. This was given to you by MSO Newhouse. So can you walk us through kind of how did we get here?
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
Yeah. So the opioid epidemic is a well-known problem, and this is one facet of the problem that we as a fire department can address. We can't fix a lot of the educational and medical behavioral health problems, but leaving naloxone behind is going to reduce the morbidity, mortality for our patients, and it's going to keep them from having anoxic brain injury, basically. So we're going to carry these on the medic units.
Okay, and we're actually partnering with a couple of different agencies, is that right?
Exactly.
I mean, who's paying for these?
Yes.
Where did this come from?
So it comes from a grant from SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Okay.
And so the dollars come from there, and they kind of get funneled through the UW,
Okay.
Alcohol and Drug Abuse Institute, and then through an organization called PDAP, which is Point Defiance AIDS Project. And so they do the needle exchange right now. They also hand these kits out from their vans. So they go out into the county, they're here in the city, but they want to get it out further. There's other departments around the country that are doing this. We'd be the first in Washington State to do this. So
cool.
I'm kind of pioneering it.
So then, just so we're clear, the money for these projects did not come out of the City of Tacoma Fire Department budget.
That's right.
These are actually grants.
Right. So
Okay,
we
good.
partnered with UW and SAMHSA and $5 million over 5 years.
Okay.
We're a year into the grant process, and we're, again, the first fire department to do it.
Well, I think this is a great product. So what's in these kits, Kurt? Walk me through this, and we can show this up on the screen.
So really, it's very fluid. How the kit's going to present, how big the bag is, the material that's in the kit. The idea is that it's agile and we can change it as needed. So what you'll see in the kit is educational material, access to kind of treatment, the phone number for FD Cares, and the phone number for the needle exchange if the patient wants another kit.
Okay.
So really, you've got two components. You've got the medicine, so you have 2 doses of nasal Narcan.
Okay.
Very easy to administer. It's a little blister pack. You pop it open. 1 squirt, 1 dose, 4 milligrams.
Okay.
And the fluid part of it is, as we get further into this project, and we'll see what's working, what's not, the educational material is going to change. And the thing to keep in mind on this is that the educational material is the key to this kit. The Narcan is going to keep them from having brain injury and from dying, but getting them connected to the treatment and the resources to get help is really the key. So this just starts the conversation for the patient to get plugged into resources. So the way it looks is going to change. It might be a different bag, a different resources inside, though the Narcan, the nasal Narcan, will probably remain the same.
Okay. And the idea here, if I understand it, of course we understand that a lot of our addicts really don't want any treatment at this time.
Yep.
But if we see 100, maybe if we can get one of them in the treatment so that they stop doing this, in the long run, that's going to help us.
Right.
And it's not costing us any money. If we can get one person out of 100 into treatment, that's kind of a win. It's better than what we're doing now.
Right, which is
nothing.
Virtually nothing.
Right?
So,
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big problem. This is a small piece of it. And getting them into treatment when they're ready is going to be the key.
So is this just going to help people to keep on being an addict?
So good question. So the things the kit is not like it's not a magic bullet. Like I said, it's not the missing piece to the puzzle. But something that's important to keep in mind is the studies show it does not actually enable any more risky use or added use or uncontrolled use of opiates. It's like a safety belt for the car, if you want to use that analogy.
Okay.
Most people don't drive faster because they have a seatbelt on. It's just an added safety feature, basically.
So these are people that they're already using.
Yeah.
They've already made that decision.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to keep them from dying, and hopefully we can get some of them into treatment.
Exactly.
All right.
Yep.
I like that. So who's going to be carrying these kits? Are they going on engines or on the battalion rigs?
So we're going to kind of slow roll the project, and the initial model is just going to be on the medic units. Easy to keep, that med on the rig. We're going to be on all those calls anyway, so
Okay.
it's a perfect fit. At this time, we're not going to have them on ALS engines, just the medic units.
So these are going to be carried on the TFD medic companies.
Right.
Got it.
Correct.
So I mean, play this out for me. So someone calls 911. There's an overdose. We get a BLS engine. They're not going to be carrying Narcan as of now, although that could change.
Mm-hmm.
The TFD ALS company gets there. They treat the patient. They're not using this kit to treat the patient.
Correct.
That's not part
Yeah,
of it.
that's kind of a critical piece.
So we're going to use our own stuff to treat the
Exactly.
patient, just like we've always done.
Yep. So this will stay, contained in the kit. Everything stays in the kit.
Okay.
Once you've treated the patient, and whatever the outcome might be, whether it's transport, AMA, we can offer them a kit.
Okay.
So, patient's back to being 4, 5, 6. Pink, warm, dry. They've got the faculties back, and they want to make a transport decision. We're not asking any change to the Pierce County protocol.
Okay.
So treat as you normally would treat if they come back to 4, 5, 6 pink, warm, dry, and they're
we
able
can give
to
them
make
the kit.
Yep, and they want to have a kit. The other part of it is to really emphasize to the patient that treatment is available.
There you go.
We don't want to convey this in a condescending way, but that we have a resource called TFD Cares that can basically assist them in any kind of help they need, whether it's the pharmacy type help, other needs, but to really convey that we can help you. Here's a kit, and not to just throw it on their lap and say,
Okay, we're out of here.
have a good day.
All right. So can we give this kit to the patient's girlfriend or to their mom? Or?
So the goal of the project is really to get the kit into as many people's hands as possible that surround the user.
There you go. Okay.
But the control for us to be able to hand these kits out is we document it in EPCR, the data that we have to give to SAMHSA. So we can't just hand them out. We can't take them home. We can't give them to our family members and just keep one in the car, because we need to be able to track, okay, we've given out 100 kits this year. Here's 100 bits of data that match. It's de-identified data for them to use just for tracking purposes, but we can't just give it to anyone.
So then what is the data that we need to gather?
Good question. It's stuff we're already gathering. So we're gathering the year of birth.
Okay.
We're gathering the sex of the patient and their ethnic background.
Okay.
So it's very simple data that's de-identified, and to kind of help paint a better picture of who gets a kit. We just resuscitated, let's say Billy, he's 18.
Okay.
And mom is there. She's never seen an overdose patient. Girlfriend's there. We're not going to put any guidelines on how many kits you can give out on a scene. We'd like you to use your discretion on how many seem like an appropriate number.
Okay.
So Billy gets one. If he wants to take one when he's on the road, he's got his backpack and he uses with friends. If mom feels like she might want to have one, we don't want to abuse the resource that we have, but we want to get a few kits out there, right?
Okay.
So use your discretion. And if we're leaving them on scene, and we're doing an AMA, right? It's against medical advice. We are going to recommend that they go in, but again, just make sure they meet the Pierce County competency checklist, and we'll make base station contact and leave a few kits or a kit. The thing we're going to kind of trying to steer you away from is you're on the scene on the street, and there's 5 other folks standing around, and all of them want a kit.
That's really not our role.
You got to kind of balance the use of the resource to have it in the right place. They can get these kits from the needle exchange. And a lot of these people go there anyway. They can go there, 5 days a week and get a kit.
Okay. In terms of the data tracking, do they have to do like a separate form if they give out a kit, or is it all in EPCR?
Good question. So documentation piece of this is pretty simple. It's all contained in EPCR still, and we are going to you're going to collect all the data already required, which the 3 I've already listed, and we want to make it as easy as possible. So under treatment, under drug therapy, where we normally put aspirin, we put nitro, and we do epinephrine and all these other things. There's a new medicine in there called opioid kit. And the reason we didn't call it naloxone kit, which is what everyone else in the country calls it, is we didn't want to mix it up with the naloxone that we administer as a department and the kit. So we didn't want any erroneous data being shared, basically.
So it's a medication I can click on, and it's called an opioid kit.
Opioid kit.
So that's just an extra click.
That's right.
Right, and then you want to try to get an age and a sex of the person that we're giving it to.
Yep.
And that may or may not be the patient.
Correct. Well,
Right?
we're going to try and keep
Or
it
is
as
it going to be
we're-
tracked under the patient?
Yeah, we're going to keep it as the patient.
Okay, it'll
And
be
then
tracked under the patient
if-
information.
Yeah, so if it goes to grandma, it goes to brother or friend that's an involved bystander. We can document in the narrative. Just make a note. Okay, gave a kit to patient, gave a kit to friend on scene.
But it's actually going to be tracked by the patient data.
Exactly.
So we don't need a birth date and a name and a sex under the bystander.
Yeah, good to clarify.
Got
Yeah,
it.
just the patient
Okay.
information. We don't need a bunch of extra information in the narrative. So another helpful piece of this in the documentation is if we want FD Cares to follow up with the patient,
Yeah.
we're going to need a phone number. So
Yeah.
at this point, it's not a mandatory. It's something that is very helpful if we can have that phone number in there. And knowing some of these patients, customarily they don't give a lot of accurate information sometimes. They're very skeptical sometimes of authority.
Yes.
They don't want people being able to get a hold of them, and they trade phones. They barter stuff, and but if we can get a good phone number, then FD Cares can follow
Then
up.
off we go.
Yeah. So along that same FD Cares thread, what isn't as normal for us ALS users is to do an FD Cares referral. It doesn't happen automatically in EPCR now. In the future,
It might.
it might. It probably will, but at this point it doesn't. So you get done with the call, you finalize the EPCR, get back to the station, you're clearing IRS, and there's that little gray button that says FD Cares referral. And so that's the piece that we want to make sure gets clicked.
Okay.
There's no other signature required in the EPCR.
Good.
The signature for AMA already includes the FD Cares verbiage.
Permission.
Yeah. So
So to wrap this up then, these kits are going to be carried by the medic companies. We're still going to treat the patient using our own stuff, just like normal. We're going to treat the overdose.
Yep.
If we wake them back up, if they're transported or not, we're going to try to give one of these kits to the patient and or to the people that are usually with the patient.
right.
In that kit, it's got the opioid reversal kit, plus it has a whole bunch of information about if you do want to stop doing this,
Yep.
there is help available.
And that's really the key to the kit. Again,
There you
just to
go.
reiterate that is the treatment access and the phone number for resources is the key to this kit. So the way we convey the information is important. If we kind of poo-poo the information, again, throw it at their feet and say, okay, see you later. They're not going to be as receptive to the treatment and the whole kit in general.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of give that to the patient in as loving as a way as you know how.
Yeah.
And
And these kits are actually numbered and they're tracked, so we can't just put a kit in our pickup truck
Right.
and give one to my wife just in case.
yeah.
We really need to track these.
And I've got to account for where the kits went.
Okay.
And
Okay, if there are people that actually do want to have one in their car, that is something we can work with them.
Yep.
Right, and we can probably make that happen. We just don't want to take them.
yeah. So in the narrative you don't need to record any of that those kit numbers or anything. But for accounting purposes we know how many
Good.
came in, how many went out, and that kind of stuff. So
And
it's-
if anyone has any questions, are you the point of contact us on
you
this?
can contact me. You can
Good.
contact LJ Hupp if you have questions kind of about the supply ordering process. And of course, with all questions, call Mike Newhouse.
There you go.
Just to kind of wrap up the last portion of it, there's lots of resources online. If you're curious for more information too, you can go to stopoverdose.org.
And we'll put that up on the screen. Okay, so the kits are coming. They're going to be on the medic rigs. Pretty easy. Sounds like I have a basic understanding. Okay, if it's an overdose and we wake them up, we're going to try to give them a kit.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kurt. Everyone have a good day.